When we were flying over Guatemala City and I was looking out the window and I could see like the terrain and you're flying over the city to land, so you're getting really low and you can see kind of what the city looks like, the buildings and things like that. And I don't remember who I was sitting next to, but I remember turning to them going, what did I get myself into? For 8 weeks. For 8 weeks.
I like to listen to stories and I like to hear other people's stories and understand better where they come from. And to me, the best way to learn about a place or a culture or an idea or anything is to talk to people, because it's really easy to read a book or to listen to somebody tell you what the religion's like or tell you what the war did. But if they're telling their story, then you can kind of see it firsthand because you're seeing it through their eyes.
I think the very first day we arrived in La Labor, we were assigned to work with a young lady, probably about 22, 23, packing toothbrushes. She had a big scar on her neck. And she said, did anybody tell you how I got this scar? And I said, no. And she said, I got it about a year ago. Some robbers got on the bus and asked for money. And everyone gave them the money, and they were going to leave. And then somebody on the bus had a gun and came up and killed one of the robbers. And the other one just fired blindly into the bus, hit her neck, and the bullet went all the way through her neck. And she almost died.
When we were driving through Guatemala City, the first day we were there was on the wall, there were these pictures of all these people, and the phrase underneath it said, where are they? And it was just, there are probably 50 faces on this wall, and it was people who had disappeared. For various reasons, but I can only imagine that some of those disappeared because they were activists, they were speaking out, they were critiquing something of the government, people in it, or something that they did, and I can't imagine being that family member, where's my brother or my mom, my sister, my dad?
There's such a different experience there because it is much more about life and death than it is for most people in middle class United States. And the suffering of the people brings an intensity to the campaign that's difficult to duplicate. People are scarred by war, and they're scarred by the memories of the consequences for how people vote. And so you sense that fear, you sense that tension.
I think for the majority, each person here gets more say in our country than each person there does in Guatemala. Even still, every person there is fighting harder than we are.
Of all the people I spoke to, there was a man who came to speak with us, and he came in to talk to us about his experience in the armed conflict. And the experience that he had was so heart-wrenching. He lost all of his family, and I know that he was burned, and his ears were torn off, and his face was deeply hurt and broken and bruised, and emotional-wise killing his family right in front of him. And it was all because the rebel troops had simply walked through his field. He suffered all these things from the government. It was just a very emotional, touching experience. He had gone through life experiences that I couldn't even imagine, and had survived them all and refused to give up.
I showed you the picture of Sandy. She was the first one to really be willing to engage me at that human level. That really changed me forever, because once you start to care about somebody, all of the differences and all of the excuses kind of evaporate, and all you have is another person that you care about. And it's a very marvelous experience.
I mean, yeah, as hard as it was the most wonderful thing I've done for myself at this point in my life. That's about it.